Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Learn English Through podcast.
Hello, we're thrilled to see you here. I'm Jack.
And I'm Emma.
On this channel, we help you practice real everyday English. And today, we have something super useful for you.
That's right. We're going to talk about how to describe your daily routine in English. From morning to night, we'll cover it all.
Yes, and the best part? You'll get to practice speaking along with us. So grab your notebook, relax, and let's start.
Perfect. But before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It really helps us create more content like this.
Absolutely. So, Emma, tell me, how's your morning been today?
Oh, Jack, it's been, well, a little hectic. I woke up late and I had to rush through my morning routine.
Late? That doesn't sound like you. What happened?
I stayed up reading a novel last night. I couldn't put it down. So this morning, I barely had time for breakfast.
Ah, I see. I usually wake up on time, but some mornings are like that, aren't they?
Exactly. But that's the beauty of routines. They give us structure, but life always adds some surprises.
Couldn't have said it better. Okay, let's start at the very beginning, the morning.
Great. So, Jack, what time do you usually wake up?
I usually wake up at 6:30 a.m., but I don't jump out of bed immediately.
Oh, what do you do first?
I lie there for a few minutes, just breathing, thinking about the day ahead. Then I check my phone. I know, it's not ideal, but it's my little morning ritual.
That's relatable. I do the same sometimes. I think it helps us wake up slowly.
Exactly. After that, I go to the bathroom. First, I brush my teeth and then wash my face with cold water.
Cold water? That sounds shocking.
It wakes me up instantly. You?
I prefer warm water. I need a gentle start to my day. But after that, I take a shower.
Ah, the shower. I take a quick warm shower every morning too. It's the best way to fully wake up.
Absolutely. And after showering, what's next?
Getting dressed. I usually pick something comfortable yet neat. A t-shirt and jeans most days.
Same here, but sometimes I like a nice blouse or a cozy sweater. I want to feel comfortable but still ready for the day.
Makes sense. Comfort and style can go hand in hand.
And now comes my favorite part, breakfast.
Breakfast, the most important meal of the day, right?
Definitely. I usually have oatmeal with fruits and a cup of green tea. Healthy but delicious.
Nice. I keep it simple. Coffee and toast. Maybe some scrambled eggs if I have time. Quick and easy. I like that.
So, after breakfast, what do you do?
I wash the dishes and tidy up a little. I can't stand leaving a messy kitchen.
Me neither. I feel so much better when my space is clean. Then I get ready to leave the house.
And how do you usually go to work?
I take the bus. It's about a 20-minute ride. I like listening to music or sometimes an audiobook on the way.
Lucky. I walk to work. It's just 10 minutes from my apartment. A little morning exercise is nice.
That's perfect. Walking is great for energy. So when do you usually start work?
At 9 a.m. And you?
Same time. So let's talk about the morning at work. What do you usually do first?
Well, first I open the shop, turn on the lights, and make sure everything is ready for customers. Then I check emails and organize my workspace.
That sounds like a calm start. My mornings are busier. I prepare lessons, check emails, and set up the classroom.
Wow, teaching sounds like a lot of responsibility. Do you have breaks?
A short one around 11:30, just enough time for tea and a quick chat with colleagues.
Colleagues, that's a useful word. It means the people you work with, not your friends outside of work.
Yes, exactly. My colleagues are really supportive. We often discuss students, plans, and sometimes even weekend activities.
That's nice. I only have 2 colleagues in my shop, but we work well together.
Sounds like teamwork makes everything easier.
So, what about lunch? What's your routine?
I eat around 1 p.m., usually in the school cafeteria. Salad, pasta, or sometimes a small sandwich.
Coincidentally, I also eat lunch at 1 o'clock. I usually bring something from home. Rice, vegetables, or a sandwich. Saves money and it's convenient.
Smart. And after lunch, sometimes I feel a little sleepy.
Me too. But my afternoons are busier, so I barely notice.
Yes, same for me. I have 2 classes in the afternoon, and staying active keeps me awake.
Okay, afternoon is done. What about evening routines?
Evening is my favorite part. After work, I go home and immediately change into comfortable clothes.
Me too. There's something magical about changing out of work clothes and into cozy pants or pajamas.
Totally. Then I think about dinner. Cooking is relaxing for me.
That's interesting. I enjoy cooking too, but sometimes I just order food if I'm tired.
Same here, once or twice a week. On other days, I cook simple meals, pasta, chicken, soup, or fish with veggies.
Dinner usually around 7:30 or 8 o'clock, right?
Yes, and right after I wash the dishes. No mess, no stress.
Same here. And then relaxation time.
Exactly. I love reading, watching documentaries, or video calling family.
I often watch Netflix series, play games with friends, or sometimes just relax with music.
Evening is also a great time to exercise if you didn't do it in the morning.
True. I hit the gym twice a week in the evening.
I prefer morning walks on weekends, but evenings can work too.
And finally, bedtime. What's your bedtime routine?
Simple. Brush teeth, wash face, set alarm, and then read a little before sleep.
I usually scroll through my phone, though I know it's not ideal. Reading sounds better.
It helps me fall asleep faster. And what time do you usually go to bed?
Around 11 p.m. I need at least 8 hours of sleep.
I go a bit later, midnight, and wake up at 7. Not always enough, but it works.
So, the next day, it all starts again. Morning routines, work, lunch, afternoon activities, and evening relaxation.
Exactly. And every day can be slightly different. Some days gym, some days book club, some weekends completely different.
That's what makes routines flexible and fun.
Yes. Now, before we continue, let's quickly review some key words we've used so far.
First, usually.
Yes, usually means something happens most of the time, not always. For example, I usually drink tea in the morning.
Opposite words could be sometimes or never.
Right. Next, after that.
It's a great connector. We use it to describe sequence. For example, I brush my teeth. After that, I wash my face.
Colleagues is another important word. It means the people you work with.
And relax, a wonderful word. It means to rest or be calm.
Get dressed and get changed are very common phrases for routines.
Also, take, as in take a shower, take the bus, or take a break.
And finish. Finish work, finish dinner, finish reading.
These words make describing your daily routine much easier.
That's right. You can use these to tell anyone about your day from morning to night.
Okay, Emma, I think we've covered a lot in the first part of today's video.
Yes, and there's more to explore, including deep tips for making your routine interesting in English.
So, Emma, thinking about routines, do you ever plan small changes to make your day better?
Yes, I do. Sometimes I try to include something fun or relaxing even in busy days, like listening to a favorite podcast during my bus ride.
That's a great idea. Little changes can make a routine feel fresh. I sometimes bring a new playlist to work. It makes the morning more enjoyable.
Exactly, and it's also a great way to practice English, listening while commuting, reading, or even speaking to yourself about your day.
Speaking of speaking, I like to narrate my actions sometimes, like, I am brushing my teeth. After that, I wash my face. It helps me remember vocabulary and sentence structure.
Me too, and it also trains you to tell a story in English. Your daily routine is like a personal story every day.
Yes, and the more you practice describing it, the more confident you get. Even simple sentences can sound natural if you use the right words.
Absolutely. For example, instead of just saying, I eat breakfast, you can say, I usually eat breakfast at 7:30. After that, I wash the dishes. See? It's simple, but it sounds much more fluent.
And you can add more details too, like what you eat, how you feel, or even little habits. I feel sleepy after lunch, so I drink a cup of coffee to stay awake.
Yes, that makes your conversation richer and more interesting.
You know, Emma, describing routines isn't just about talking. It also helps you organize your own day.
I agree. When you say your routine out loud, you realize which parts are productive and which parts could be improved.
Exactly. For example, I realized I spend too much time on my phone in the morning. Now I try to check emails after breakfast instead.
That's a smart change. I also noticed that if I wake up just 15 minutes earlier, I have a much calmer morning.
Little adjustments like that make a big difference.
And it's okay if your routine isn't perfect. Some days are hectic, some days are relaxed. The key is knowing your normal flow.
Right. That's why words like usually, sometimes, and never are so useful. They let you describe habits without sounding rigid.
Exactly. I usually go for a walk in the morning, but sometimes I sleep in. That makes sense to English speakers.
Now, let's talk about describing feelings during your routine. That adds another layer to your conversation.
Definitely. You can say things like, I feel energized after my morning walk, or I feel sleepy after lunch.
Simple sentences, but very expressive. It shows your listener how you experience your day.
And you can add adjectives too. I feel relaxed in the evening, or I feel stressed if I have too many tasks in the morning.
Yes, adjectives help your sentences feel more natural.
And verbs can show actions clearly. Instead of just say, I cook dinner, you can say, I love to cook dinner. It helps me relax.
Exactly. Adding small reasons makes your routine more interesting.
You know, Jack, some people also describe their routines to practice storytelling. It's almost like sharing a little diary with someone.
True. First, I wake up. After that, I brush my teeth. Then I have breakfast. I usually drink coffee. After breakfast, I leave for work. You see, even simple actions become a story.
And then you can make it longer by adding details. I usually take the bus to work, but today I walked because the weather was nice. I listened to music on the way. It made me feel happy.
Perfect example. And you can do the same for evenings. After work, I go home. I change into comfortable clothes and cook dinner. After dinner, I wash the dishes and watch a series. I feel relaxed.
Simple, natural, and very easy to remember.
And you know what? Talking about routines is also a great way to improve your listening skills.
How so?
When you listen to someone describe their day, you learn new words, sentence patterns, and ways to express actions and feelings.
Oh, yes. And then you can try to repeat or adapt it to your own day.
Exactly. Like, I usually eat breakfast at 7:30, but sometimes I have it at 8 o'clock. You're practicing both listening and speaking.
That's why practicing daily routines is such an effective method for learning English.
And don't forget the small phrases. Words like after that, then, next, before, and finally help you connect your sentences smoothly.
Yes, instead of saying a bunch of short sentences, you make your speech flow naturally.
So, for example, I wake up at 7. Then I brush my teeth. After that, I wash my face. Next, I take a shower. Finally, I get dressed and have breakfast.
See how it flows? It's much more pleasant to listen to.
And using adverbs like usually, sometimes, often, rarely gives more accuracy to your descriptions.
Right. For example, I usually walk to work, but sometimes I take a taxi.
Very natural. And don't be afraid to add emotions. I feel tired in the morning, but I feel happy after my coffee. It gives your story personality.
Absolutely. And now let's talk about weekends. They're a bit different from weekdays, right?
Yes, weekends are usually more relaxed. For example, I wake up later, maybe around 8 or 9 o'clock.
I love that. On weekends, I like to have a big breakfast, sometimes pancakes or eggs.
And then maybe a walk in the park or meeting friends. It's less structured than weekdays.
Exactly. And you can describe it just like weekdays. I usually wake up at 9 on weekends. After that, I have breakfast. Then I go for a walk. In the afternoon, I sometimes meet friends for coffee.
Yes, and it's also a good time to talk about hobbies or favorite activities.
Like reading, exercising, watching movies, or even trying a new recipe.
These details make your daily routine conversation richer and more personal.
And you can also practice new vocabulary with hobbies. For example, I bake bread on Sundays, or I play guitar in the afternoon.
Or I go swimming, or I ride my bike. All of these can be part of your routine description.
And don't forget simple transitions. After that, then, later, in the evening, it keeps your story organized.
Right. I wake up at 9. After that, I make breakfast. Later, I go for a walk. In the evening, I watch a movie. Simple, clear, and effective.
And you can also practice questions and answers using routines. Like, what time do you wake up? I usually wake up at 7.
Or, what do you do after breakfast? I usually wash the dishes and leave for work.
Perfect for conversation practice. And you can also ask about feelings. How do you feel after lunch? I usually feel sleepy, so I drink coffee.
And that's the beauty of describing routines. It helps you speak naturally about everyday life.
And it's not just talking about you. You can ask others and keep a conversation going.
Exactly. What's your morning routine? What do you do in the evening? These are simple but effective questions.
And it's also a good way to build vocabulary related to daily life. Kitchen, home, school, work, hobbies, exercise, meals, everything.
And remember, repetition is key. Describe your routine every day in English. The more you practice, the easier it becomes.
Yes, you can even make it fun. Record yourself or speak in front of a mirror.
Or try teaching someone else about your routine. Teaching helps you remember words and phrases better.
Exactly. And you'll notice that over time, you can speak more fluently without thinking too much.
And don't worry about making mistakes. The important thing is to communicate.
Absolutely.
Mistakes are just part of learning.
Now let's talk about bedtime routines, because that's another important part of your day.
Yes. After evening activities, I usually brush my teeth, wash my face, and sometimes read a short book before sleeping.
I usually scroll on my phone, though I'm trying to read more instead.
It really helps with relaxation. You fall asleep faster and feel better the next day. And when you describe your bedtime routine, you can use words like first, then, after that, finally.
For example, first I brush my teeth. Then I wash my face. After that, I set my alarm. Finally, I get into bed and read a book.
Perfect. And that's basically a full day from morning to night.
Yes, every day might be slightly different, but the structure helps you organize your thoughts and speak clearly in English.
And now it's time for a tip that makes your daily routine practice even more effective.
Which is?
Speak slowly and clearly. Focus on connecting your sentences with words like after that, then, next, and add feelings or small details.
Exactly. That's how your speech becomes natural and engaging.
Another tip is to add small details about your environment. It makes your routine sound richer.
Oh, yes. Like instead of saying, I drink coffee, you can say, I drink a cup of hot coffee while listening to the birds outside.
Exactly. Little details like that make your English sound more natural and interesting.
You can do the same for work or study routines. For example, I organize my desk and listen to soft music before starting work.
Or, I prepare my lesson plans while sipping tea by the window. See? It adds life to simple sentences.
And don't forget to talk about feelings. I feel calm, I feel productive, I feel happy, or I feel a little tired.
Yes, feelings help your listener connect with your day. It's not just about actions, it's about experiences.
Another way to make your routine practice better is to use time expressions. Words like every morning, in the afternoon, at night, or on weekends.
Right. For example, every morning I go for a short walk, or on weekends I meet my friends for coffee.
These small phrases give your sentences structure and show when activities happen.
And you can also combine time expressions with adverbs. I usually read a book in the evening, or I sometimes watch a series after dinner.
That's perfect. You're describing not only what you do, but also how often.
Another useful tip is to describe sequences in your day using first, next, after that, then, and finally.
For instance, first, I wake up. Next, I brush my teeth. After that, I take a shower. Then I get dressed. Finally, I have breakfast.
And for more variety, you can say, after breakfast, I usually leave for work. At work, I check my emails, organize my tasks, and meet with colleagues.
Speaking about colleagues, you can also describe your interactions. I talk with my colleagues about work projects, or I sometimes have lunch with colleagues at a nearby cafe.
That's a great way to expand vocabulary related to workplace or school routines.
And don't forget hobbies. You can describe them in your routine too. After work, I sometimes play guitar. Or I enjoy drawing or painting in the evening.
Hobbies add a personal touch, and you can also practice new verbs. I read, I watch, I play, I cook, I clean, I exercise.
Yes, and many of these verbs are daily routine essentials. I cook dinner, I clean the kitchen, I exercise at the gym.
And you can combine them with adverbs or phrases. I usually exercise in the morning. I sometimes cook new recipes on weekends.
Another tip is to describe your meals. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. It's very common in English conversations.
For example, I usually have cereal and fruit for breakfast. At lunch, I eat a sandwich or salad. Dinner is usually rice with vegetables or pasta.
And feelings can be added. I feel energized after breakfast, sleepy after lunch, and relaxed after dinner.
Exactly. And you can even talk about your preparation. I make breakfast quickly in the morning, or I enjoy cooking dinner slowly and carefully.
Talking about preparation also gives you a chance to use new phrases. I set the table, I wash the dishes, I organize my desk.
And don't forget about travel routines. I take the bus to work, I walk to school, I drive to the office. These are very common expressions.
And you can add small details. I listen to music on the bus, or I enjoy the morning walk to school because the air is fresh.
You can also describe weekends differently. Weekends are usually less structured. I wake up later, have a big breakfast, and go out for a walk.
Or, on weekends, I sometimes meet friends, watch movies, or play sports.
You can even describe special weekend routines. Every Saturday, I clean the house in the morning. On Sundays, I relax and read a book.
And this variety makes your English sound natural and flexible. It's okay if every day isn't exactly the same.
Absolutely. Another tip is to describe transitions between activities. Words like after that, then, before, next, and finally help your sentences.
For example, I brush my teeth. After that, I wash my face. Then I take a shower. Then I get dressed. Finally, I have breakfast.
And feelings can be added to transitions too. After that, I feel awake. Then I feel ready for work.
Another useful tip is talking about weekends or special occasions in your routine. On weekends, I usually sleep in. I sometimes visit family or go shopping.
Or, on holidays, I like to travel or spend the day relaxing at home. These sentences make your English richer.
You can also practice using negative routines. I never skip breakfast. I don't usually watch TV before lunch. I rarely exercise in the evening.
Yes, negative sentences help you express variety. And you can practice questions too. Do you usually wake up early? What do you do after lunch?
Exactly. And you can answer naturally. Yes, I usually wake up at 7. Or, after lunch, I usually take a short walk.
And sometimes adding frequency words makes it more detailed. I often drink tea in the morning. I sometimes go to the gym in the evening. I rarely watch TV after 10 p.m.
You can also describe routines with before and after. Before I go to work, I always have breakfast. Or, after I finish work, I relax and watch a series.
Or even combine multiple ideas. Before going to work, I make coffee. After that, I take a shower. Then I get dressed.
And talking about routines with friends or family is excellent practice. You can ask, what's your morning routine? Or, what do you usually do in the evening?
Exactly. And then you can respond naturally. I usually wake up at 7:30. After that, I make breakfast. Then I go for a short walk.
And don't forget about bedtime. I usually go to bed at 11. First, I brush my teeth. After that, I wash my face. Then I read a book for 20 minutes.
You can also describe feelings at bedtime. I feel relaxed before sleeping, I feel sleepy after reading, and I feel ready for tomorrow after preparing my bag.
And all of these tips help you tell your full daily routine, from morning to night.
Yes, you can now describe weekdays, weekends, meals, work, hobbies, travel, feelings, and bedtime.
And with transitions, frequency words, and small details, your story becomes interesting and natural.
One more tip, practice speaking slowly at first. Focus on accuracy and connecting sentences. Fluency comes naturally with repetition.
And don't forget to talk about feelings and small details. It's what makes your routine sound alive.
Exactly. I feel energized after breakfast. I enjoy cooking dinner slowly. I like listening to music on the bus.
And remember, routines don't have to be perfect. Even small activities like tidying up, making a cup of tea, or reading a short book count.
Yes, every action in your day is practice material for English.
And once you describe your routine a few times, you'll notice new vocabulary, better sentence flow, and more confidence.
Exactly. Daily routine is the perfect topic for practicing English because it's simple, relatable, and never-ending.
And the best part, you can practice alone or with friends. You can even record yourself and listen back. It's amazing for improvement.
Or try describing your day in the past tense. Yesterday, I woke up at 7. After that, I had breakfast and left for work.
That's excellent. Past tense makes your English more versatile. You can also describe future routines. Tomorrow, I will wake up early and go for a walk.
Yes, present, past, future, all covered with routines. And you can practice many verbs, adjectives, and adverbs naturally.
So, now you have everything you need. Describing actions, feelings, frequency, time, transitions, meals, hobbies, work, travel, and bedtime.
You can describe your own routine fully in English and even ask others about theirs.
And with consistent practice, you'll speak naturally, confidently, and fluently.
Yes, daily routine is not just about talking, it's about connecting with people, practicing English every day, and building confidence.
So, start small. Describe your morning today. Add a few details. Add feelings. Then expand to afternoon and evening.
And don't worry about mistakes. Every sentence you speak is practice. Every detail adds to your fluency.
Eventually, describing your routine will feel naturally. You'll speak effortlessly about your day from waking up to going to bed.
And you'll also have fun, because every day is a story and English is the tool to tell it.
That's right. Each day is unique, each routine slightly different, but the structure helps you speak clearly.
And the more you practice, the more confident you feel, and the more you enjoy sharing your day in English.
And don't forget to start today. Describe your day to yourself, a friend, or even aloud.
Every morning, afternoon, evening, and bedtime is an opportunity to practice.
Every small detail counts.
Remember, routines aren't boring, they're your story, your life, and English lets you tell it beautifully.
Exactly. And the best part, you can improve a little every day. Small steps, big results.
So, speak, describe, share, repeat, and enjoy. That's how your English will grow.
And your daily routine will become more than just activities. It will become a way to practice English every day.
That's it. You now have the ultimate guide to describing your daily routine in English. From morning to night, weekdays, weekends, meals, work, hobbies, travel, feelings, and bedtime.
And with these tips, adding details, feelings, transitions, frequency words, and speaking slowly, you'll speak naturally and confidently.
Your daily routine is your story, and now you can tell it beautifully in English.
So start today. Practice every day and enjoy the journey of improving your English.
You've got this, and the more you practice, the easier it becomes.
And remember, routines aren't just about time. They're about life, experiences, and sharing your story in English.
That's right. Every day is practice, every day is progress.
Speak, describe, enjoy, and watch your English grow, one routine at a time.
Perfect. That's a full day in English.
Yes, morning to night, weekdays to weekends, actions, feelings, hobbies, meals, and bedtime, all ready to practice.
Now it's your turn to make your daily routine a story in English.
And remember, every little detail helps. Every sentence counts.
That's it for today. Keep practicing and enjoy sharing your daily routine in English.
Your routine is your story. Speak it with confidence.